Attacking principles. Attacking principles can be used to support you as a coach to help work with individuals, units, and your whole team. The attacking principles provide both you and your players with a framework of how you will play in possession, allowing for you to build tactics or strategies around these to help you with the desired outcome. In possession, principles of support, width, mobility, and improvisation/creativity may help a team to score, but it cannot be definitely said that all of these principles are absolutely necessary in any given moment in order to score. Penetration is ability for your team to exploit spaces between and behind them both with and without the ball. For teams in possession to penetrate, it may be a player passing between two defenders to break lines or playing into the space behind as well. Players should be encouraged to occupy spaces between the defenders to allow them to receive and take out the opponents from the game. Individuals can also penetrate by beating players or traveling with the ball too. Penetration pass is so powerful because it can take out the game multiple opponents with just one single attacking action. Penetration is achieved by exploiting space with good on and off the ball movement. A key facet behind the principle of penetration is to encourage players to look forward and exploit the space behind the opponents. The obvious implication of the term penetration is playing the ball forward. But penetration means more than that. Since the objective of the game is to score goals, penetration is not just going forward but also getting the ball into areas behind opponents. It means attacking the spaces behind opposing defenders to create goal chances. A team keeping possession of the ball for a long time, but if it cannot penetrate into goal-scoring areas, it will not win many games. Penetration can be accomplished in many ways: an individual dribbling past a defender, a combination plays between two players such as wall pass, a crossover, or an overlap or long pass behind the opponents. Penetration can be achieved methodically with patience, using a succession of short and medium passes, or it can take the form of a quick counterattack. It all depends on how organized the opponents are. But for penetration to occur, the two most important elements are: 1. Players must be willing to run into spaces behind defenders, and 2. The ball carrier must recognize early any opportunity to penetrate, whether by dribbling or passing the ball forward before defenders have time to regroup and adjust. Depth. In order for the attacking team to penetrate, it must have at least one player, and preferably more, positioned as far up the field as possible. In other words, the team strikers should always look to push up against the opponent's last defender, and thus stretch the field vertically. This vertical stretch will allow the ball to be played forward, and will also open up more space in the midfield, making it easier to penetrate through the midfield. Width in attack is vitally important for a number of reasons. Width allows a team to play the ball away from a congested area to maintain possession, and by time to regain a good team shape. Width also enables a team to switch the point of attack from one flank to the other. But most importantly, width improves the team's ability to penetrate by opening gaps between opponents and creating vertical passing lanes through which the ball can be played forward to advance targets. With the ability to stretch our opponents laterally across the field and also provide opportunity for penetration via wide areas. Width can have a dramatic effect on the opponent's defensive compactness. If the defense remains compact, then there will be more opportunity to attack down the wings. The ability to stretch our opponents laterally and vertically across the field. Movement is how players move off the ball to create space for their teammates or for themselves. Players may look to move between lines to receive the ball or make runs in behind, and other movement on and off the ball to create space for the first attacker or other players. Movement without the ball aims to create a numerical advantage in specific areas of the pitch. Attackers make runs into different areas of the field in order to draw defenders out of their positions. Football is a physically demanding game, where players are expected to cover a few miles in the course of the 90 minutes. But hard running without thought can backfire. It can cause a loss of the team's shape or lead to fatigue towards the ends of the game. Successful attack requires intelligent, efficient movement and proper timing of run. Players' movement in attack is dictated by the positions of teammates, opponents, and the ball. A static attacker presents an easy task for a defender because defenders are happiest when they can position themselves such that they can see both the attacker and the ball. A moving attacker is therefore tending to cause problems for a defender, who now has to adjust his position in order to keep both the ball and the attacker within sight. Also, when an attacker makes a run, his marker has to decide whether to follow him or stay to cover his zone. No matter which options the defender chooses, the attacking team can gain an advantage. If the defender chooses to follow his mark, space is created and can be exploited by another attacker. If the defender chooses to stay in his zone, the attacker is now free to receive the ball with time and space to turn. Support links to movement, but more specifically focuses on how you will support the player on the ball. In order to provide support effectively, players should look to create space from their movement and look to provide angles and distance to be able to receive the ball. Angles, distance, and timing of passes becomes important. A key part of your team plan must be to help the player who is in possession of the ball. Support attackers provide forward, backward, and sideways options to the attacker with the ball and offer great options to help you win matches. Also, the team in possession should always strive to have number up near the ball, meaning that it should have more players around the ball than the opposing team. The supporting players should adopt good support angles that minimize the chances of passes getting intercepted. The support angle also depends on factors other than the pressure on the ball. Supporting players should position themselves so they can see both the ball and as much of the fields as possible. Support positions that offer many options for diagonal passes are preferred, those that lead to vertical and horizontal passes. Creativity highlights the creativity and innovation of individuals to create or score individually, as well as combining with other players collectively too. Ultimately, individuals that can create opportunity for yourself or your teammates will enable you to have success. The individual and collective ability to provide inventive and unpredictable play, either through individual skills or small group combinations. The coach's responsibility is to build a plan and a way of play in order to take the ball to these players in spaces where they can create opportunities for their teams. Players like Messi, Mbappe, De Bruyne, and Salah are very dangerous for any team because with their creativity they can create a goal-scoring opportunity that the opposite team may not be ready to deal with. Good coaches learn quickly that it is individuals who win games, not tactics, and that every system can be beaten by individual play. Defending systems are designed to stop the expected. No system can handle the unexpected if it is allied with skill, speed of thought, and deception. Players will make mistakes as they explore the limits of their own ability. It won't always work, but in the long run it will pay off. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.